What's going on, guys? Welcome back. My name is Luke. Welcome to my shop. Captain's Log Supplemental. We have experienced great turmoil in cleaning wood. Oops. Oh dear. So, I've been trying to think about making some videos here, but I seem to be stuck all the time on, gotta make something, don't want to make something quick. So, YouTube thing is great, but it can also take away from a normal workflow. But anyway, I don't have a normal workflow. So I've been planing wood by hand for like 2 days. I got the blister to prove it. And I'll just show you what I've been doing real quick. So I got this big plane. Oh, it's got dents on it already. Jeez. I cleaned this up. It had some cracks, some cracking. I put some epoxy in here, super glued some of them, planed the bottom, sanded it, checked it all for flatness, squared the sides up. So cleaned everything up, stained it, sanded it. And then I went to go and try it and found out that it's, hard to plane wood straight and square. Who would have thought? So I sat here, I took this board, let's say this used to be like a 6-inch board. And so I hand planed all this just for hours the other day. And I kept getting, I was getting all kinds of discrepancies. It was constantly planing at an angle, and I just couldn't figure out. I kept working it and trying to get it straight and square. And I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And then, so I've been planing a whole bunch of wood here. And that was a lot. I got a whole box full of shavings. And this, I compressed this, I stepped on it, and it's a lot. It's like a huge pile. And it's too bad. It was actually good. I shouldn't have wasted this nice kind of quilted thing, but I just kept on planing and planing. So my point here is that you think you know how to plane or do something, and then you really don't. So what I realized was I was doing it wrong. And then after planing for several days, a couple days, now I've got it where I can get them straight, relatively straight, nice and straight and square. So this one's square from this face, but not the other face. So there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors going on here. But the point is, I restored this plane, and it works pretty well. Sharpened the blade. I was also messing with so I picked up this big plane and this spoke shave, which is an old style thing, and I was messing with this, and this kind of needs a brass plate on it or something. But so I was messing with those a couple days ago, then I got into planing all this wood, and then I was trying to make a cutting board. My dad wanted a cutting board that was kind of longer and stuff, he says, for fish. So I'm making this cutting board. I'll show you. So I'm making this cutting board here. And in practicing planing, I've been hand planing all this. And, you know, they're not all 100% perfect, but sometimes they have a slight bow, but I think that when you clamp it up, it will come out nice and you gotta remember what side's the reference face. So it's tough planing wood. And see, even here, like this is not perfectly straight. So you want it to be straight and square. And it can be hard to do. And then you just find out everything that you don't know about hand planing. Hold on a second. So I went to another sale after the other two sales, and I'm going to a flea market tomorrow, so I might find some more old stuff. But I got this old spoke shave. I cleaned it up a little bit. It was pretty grimy, and then I actually ground too much off of this blade. I should have been more careful, but another lesson. It's still okay, but I tried using the belt sander, and it just kind of aggressively took off too much material. But it works. It's a little weird. It's different than the other ones, and well, that's backwards. But ultimately, I think if you used a lot, you'd want to put a piece of brass here. And I think I should try to make one. Oh, add that to the list. Okay, so I got this thing, cleaned it up. I should have made a video, but I don't know why I was turning the camera on, because I just was planing for 2 days straight, and people would love to see that probably. I mean, except for didn't know what I was doing, and now I do. So I'm making a cutting board. And now these are different thicknesses, but I'm gonna plane this all down, and I'm going with a thinner. This whole thing is gonna be, you know, 1/2 inch or 5/8 thick. And then also I'm gonna make I got a new idea for a handle, which is you know, gluing this on. Maybe I'll peg it, and then I'm gonna shape this. This is gonna get shaped into a nice handle, you know, something like this. Round that over, and then I think I might angle this a little bit, and then so this will get glued on here. So it's kind of like a raised handle idea. So I have a nice handle, cutting board, and this might get cut in like a gentle curve here, and maybe do something back here. So that's gonna be a cutting board. It's gonna be for my dad. He ordered fish a fish cutting board, which makes me think maybe I shouldn't put the handle up there now. Anyway, this is gonna be a cutting board, but it took 2 days to mill this material. Which is fine. It's great. I learned a ton, and I wish I could explain it to you, but it takes quite a bit to get there. Couple good references for this. Well, there's a bunch of them, but you know, these kind of things, you just don't quite realize it until you're in the thick of it. And I was having trouble getting straight lines. I mean, the plane tends to want to dish out. You know, it tends to want to dish the whole material like this. So then you got to kind of plane here, and then straight line it. But also, you know, I'm just learning. Basically, you guys are witnessing me learn all this stuff. And, you know, so I went through all these different methods, and it's like, now I'm like holding the plane differently. Like, you really become very familiar with it. And then you can almost tell what's straight and kind of square after doing it a whole bunch. So it's just, it's kind of wild. And also I should keep track of what a reference face is and which way these are all going, because, you know, when you're checking it, so not only are you straight lining it, you're checking it for square as you go, and it won't be, it might not be square on one side, but it will be square from the reference side. So you can see that, that's perfectly square, pretty much. So that's another woodworking thing. And also I'm going with this contrast of kind of curly maple. We used to call it natural maple, which means it has some brown in it. Anyway, so these are ready for glue up, but it was the process that was really crazy. I got a whole pile of shavings. I can show you again the shavings. So that is the hand plane. Now I'm excited to, I think I might go ahead and clean up like a number 5, maybe a couple more, just because I'm getting in the swing of it. See, I started at the end, I'm really holding it a little bit sideways, really holding it and just, you know, really feeling what's square and straight. So pretty wild. I could do this one, look at how out it is. I could straight line this side and square it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so now after doing all this, they can almost use a touch up on these, but I've got this is almost like, it's got a slight camber, very slight. I took most of the camber out of it, but this is kind of like a scrub plane. So right now this thing is, you know, it's got a hump, it's not straight, probably not square. So I'm gonna really cut it down quick. And if you go sideways, instead of going straight, if you come in sideways, you can really hog off. The blades are still they're still cutting pretty good. It lasts a long time. So I could move sideways. You can kind of feel where it's not really working, and you know you might have a high spot over here. So, getting it down roughly. So I went through all kinds of iterations of how to hold it, how to tell what was square, and it just kind of comes to you eventually. You know, all these things are just like practicing. When you actually practice or spend the time, that's when you start realizing things. And so I'm roughly getting this down, trying to make it, you know, I'm getting better at it, so it's not too bad. It's humpy. You can bear down on the back and kind of feel it. You can feel it out. Cut on the side, cut with the grain. All these things I'm realizing. So you want to know what you're doing before you go and try to cut anything close. So just through form now I should be close. I'm close, or, well, that's not close. But this one's close. So this one is skewed this way. I'm just come in and take down that side. And then if you kind of go on top of it, you can feel it. So now it should be close. It's close. It's not quite there, but so this is way faster. And here's me on the maple all day, all day long. Oh, what the heck? I don't know what I'm doing. Now that one, see, still not even close to straight. It's because it's taking a big dish cup. It's cutting in here. So, but it might be closer to square, but probably not. Anyway, this is the whole thing I'm going through. But now, so you can take this one, it goes down, and you can kind of tell when it starts flattening out that the cut will come back. These are all just like woodworking things, you know. This one's a little harder, so a skew cut. So now I should be getting closer. Very close. Close. I'm still like this a little bit. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see, sometimes it doesn't cut how you want. I'm trying to cut on this side, and that's why turning it sideways kind of helps. And look at this. This is my new grip, which I didn't used to do, but now I'm hugging the plane. I'm really becoming one with the plane. I'm gonna cut this so it's not high, and also here, close, oops, close, should be close to being square. Nope, still not. Should be closer to being straight. That's pretty close, but it's not perfect. So, slow it down and try to take the left side. Try to cut over here. Now I'm getting close to a full cut, but still it'll start dishing on this, so you want to be aware of that. Let's see how that is. It's close, really, really close to square. This side is still slightly different, so you want to keep checking for sure because it's twisting over here. And it's not perfect, but pretty darn close right now. I kind of adjusted this, still off. It's pretty good. And that final touch means it's maybe good, maybe not. Yeah, really close. So, it's incredibly faster. It might not be 100% perfect, but pretty darn close. This end one is kind of hard because, you know, you gotta come in there and take it out. And you could, so then, another thing I just realized is you can take, say you make a nice straight one with a reference face, then you can check it against the other one. You know, you can check it with your tools, but then you can check them against each other, and it really shows you where the error is, and then you can just plane that, check it, and then it's good. So, just a quick quick insight to what I've been doing, which is learning how to hand plane correctly. And it was driving me crazy the other day because there was so much variance going on. I had this down earlier, so I'm trying to rush it now. But anyway, so I'm saying this is the reference face, and it should be. It's off. See, that end is still getting away from me now, and then I'll have to re-straighten the whole thing. So it's pretty crazy learning how to hand plane. I thought I knew how to hand plane, but I'm here to tell you I don't think I did. So if I slow it down, and sometimes you can actually, at first I was trying to feel, you can almost feel and see what square is too. Like kind of stand on top of it. You can go one side and you start kind of working yourself back. You can tell when it's hitting everywhere, and then a lot better. Still a tiny bit. See, I don't know what's happening here. It keeps taking a cut from the right. It's not what I want. So it's just crazy. There's just all different kinds of variations going on. But when you get it working, it's also amazing. So I'm just here. I'm just Captain Obvious here to tell you what I am going through, and it's pretty cool. And I was watching. If you're interested in this kind of thing, there's plenty of good. There's tons of stuff on that. But one recent one, guy's channel, some people might know, called Bob Rozecki or Bob Rozeski. I can't think of it now. Rosecki. Anyway, Bob. Anyway, he's got a ton of. He's got some really good videos on hand planing. It goes into pretty good detail. Yeah. So that's it for now. And I'm trying to make some more videos, and then I keep getting stuck, and I get on these different tangents, and I don't know what to tell you. But check out this hand plane. Of course, it's a long joiner, but I like the sound. I saw Rex Kruger had these wood ones, and I was like, I gotta get me one of those. So here it is. And but I like the sound of it. And then once it gets down, look at these. Look at these shavings. Now these are thick, but it's taking some massive shavings here. You could really eat some material. Eat away some material. Anyway, I was messing around with trying to learn how to set this too. But yeah, pretty cool. Hey, thanks for watching that quick video, guys, and check back for more videos when I can actually make something. Get on this tangent, this rabbit holes. Keep getting stuck in rabbit holes, but yeah, cutting board, and then more furniture builds. Trying to do some carving stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to make some more videos, and I keep getting stuck on everything, and I don't know what I'm doing. So, but stay tuned for quantity over quality. So you could be in the quantity over quality gang, and subscribe and stuff like that. See you later. Thanks. Hold on. You gotta see these shavings. Look at all these glorious shades. Look at
Oh yeah. Whoa, that's nice. Sugar maple. And then also Illinois cherry. Oh, it smells good. Illinois black cherry. Yeah. So keep up the good work, guys. We'll see ya.